Hello, and welcome to an updated version of the best savings plan that will help anyone on any budget. So I uploaded a savings video about a month ago, and I've gotten so much feedback on how simple, how realistic, how much it is helping so many of you out there.
Hi, Monique. I'm doing what you say do. I'm fixing all this money up. Thanks for the advice.
So today I'm going to be sharing what has been working for us and not. I'll be sharing what changes I've made to the plan because I've made some big ones. I'll be sharing how much I've saved thus far. Yes, the exact number, and I've been doing pretty good if I say so myself. And I'll be answering some of your questions because we need to win at this thing together. So make sure you stick around.
Money coming, money go. I've been at it on the low.
Double up.
What's up, guys? This is Monique and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hey, thanks so much for stopping by. But don't just be a stranger. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button and join the family because here we go everywhere in life together and all we do is win. So we are still on our money series where for every single Sunday for the rest of the year, we'll be talking money topics from credit repair, how to save money, how to make money, and even YouTube. I'm not gonna waste your time today because we have to start saving this money. So we're gonna get right into this. Just in case you haven't watched the last video, which you should do if you want all the details. But just in case you happen to not have gotten a chance to get there, don't worry. Out of the kindness of my heart, I'll go ahead on and do a quick recap. So let's set the timer for 2 minutes so we can stay on course. I hope you're ready, because here we go. On September 12th, we started a 100-day savings plan. Why? Because we wanted some extra cash for Christmas. This savings plan required you to have 114 envelopes. And on 100 of the envelopes, we labeled them in $10 increments from 10 to 50, over and over until we ran out of the 100 envelopes. But on the last 14, we labeled it your choice. So how it actually works is on every single day, we will pick an envelope. And whatever the envelope number says is the amount of money we had to insert into the envelope. So if you just so happen to pull that your choice envelope, that means that you get to put whatever you want in there. It can be $1, it can be 1,000, it's your choice. Now on Fridays, we did something a little different. We went on ahead and pulled 2 envelopes. We called that Double Up Friday. So whatever the sum total of those 2 envelopes are is the amount of money that you had to insert into the envelope. I know that this can be a little hard sometimes because sometimes you just don't have that amount. You may have $10 but not 50. So we granted ourselves a little bit of grace here, okay? A little bit of wiggle room. So what that means is if we pull a number that's too extreme for our pockets that day, we went on ahead and inserted it back into the envelope deck, and then we shuffled it up until we pulled a number that we can, you know, swing that day. Now another cool thing about this savings challenge is that in each envelope we also put a special message, something that we felt like would encourage us throughout this entire journey. Why? Because it can be tough, it can be hard. So sometimes just reading those little words will inspire you to pull that money out of your wallet and go ahead on and put it in there and don't look back. All right, so that pretty much sums up the entire process on how this savings plan works. Did I make it in less than 120 seconds? Yes, I did. So I am going to do a Q&A at the end of this. However, I do want to kind of pull out one of those questions. How can I make this work with a low income? And I have a really simple, easy solution to that. The only thing you have to do is adjust those numbers, y'all. Just manipulate the system a little bit. Just change the numbers around to fit your budget. Let me explain how. Let's say instead of doing a $3,000 in 100 days, you decide that you want to do $500 in 100 days. So the only thing you have to do is just change the amount on the envelopes. You'll do $1 to $10 in $1 increments. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you'll do that for the 100 envelopes. That'll get you $450. And remember, we also have those 14 your choice envelopes. So that'll either get you to your goal or help you pass it. I'm telling you guys, this is something everyone can do. If you feel like you can only do 300, guess what you can do at that point? You can label your 100 envelopes from 1 to 5, and that'll get you to exactly 300. Again, those extra 14 envelopes will kind of push the button a little bit, and that'll get you to pass that $300, y'all. If you want to save more, then you just increase the amount on the envelope. So I'm telling you, this is something that everyone can partake in. And then a big reveal at the end of it, like that's just what's going to be the icing on the cake, because you get to see all your hard work and it will pay off, y'all. You can do this. let you know some things that have been working for us when it comes to this plan. One of the things that really work is just saving every single day. Surprisingly, I have been able to stay on task with that because we have all kind of other savings that we're doing. And if you are interested in hearing more about those, comment down below. But with that being said, I didn't know if we would be able to really just, you know, stay on task when it comes to this. I didn't know if we'll be able to really commit to it every day, but surprisingly we have been able to. And another thing that I just feel like really does it is those affirmations. I am a firm believer in the words that we speak over our life. There's power in them. Now, if I can be honest with you guys, the one thing that has not been working for me about this challenge is the fact that I have to go get money out the bank every day to put into these envelopes. Why? Because I'm not the type of person that's gonna keep cash on them. Just not me. I'm sorry. Sometimes people like, yeah, I have an emergency cash on you. And that's fine to have emergency cash, but for the most part, I really just don't keep cash on me. So having to like go to the bank, that's kind of just putting you out of your way. That's adding on tasks that, you know, I really don't want to do on a daily basis. So that led us to the biggest change for the savings plan. And instead of stuffing those envelopes, we decided to go ahead on and transfer the money into our savings account so that that does not put any more stress on us. Because the worst thing you can do is stress yourself out trying to do something positive, because then that'll kind of make you draw back away from it and not be as interested in doing it. So we still continue to pull those envelopes every single day, but whatever the number is, we go ahead on and we transfer it into our savings account, and that has made a world of difference, y'all. So that's pretty much how it's been going and the changes that we've made thus far. But let's get into the good part. How much money did I save? This is my container full of the envelopes that I pulled already. These are all of the envelopes that are left here. And let me let you know that we are still doing the contest, y'all. It's going to be when we tell you our final result. We will cash up someone $100 who guessed just how much they think we are going to save. So I will be coming back to this video and to every other video that I ask you guys this question to see who guessed it first. I may send it to a few people. So go ahead on and tell me what you think we'll save down in the comments and leave your cash app. So today is October 8th. It's Friday. Yay! Can you see that? And I have not pulled my 2 envelopes yet. So I think we're gonna start there first. Here's one. I know which way it is. Oh, here's another one. So these are the 2 envelopes that I have pulled, y'all. Like sometimes it can be hard, you know, a hard pill to swallow the amount that you pull. So that's why we have these affirmations in here. I'm gonna read this one first. And it says, oh wow. It says, you've come too far to quit now. Y'all, I mean, this is the whole point of putting these things. Tell me that's not right on time. I was just about to complain about having to take my little $80 because I wanted to go, you know, get something. I don't know what I wanted to get. I just wanted to spend money. And that's why we're trying to do this, to learn to save. Let's see what this other one says. Open it up. Let's see what it says. It says, this time next year, you'll be financially free, y'all. Ooh, Lord have mercy. These things speaking to me today. Go ahead on and speak. Yes, let's manifest. So we're going to transfer 80 bucks. Can y'all see that amount? That is 80 bucks in there. I hope you can see it clearly. If not, I promise I'm doing it. And it's done. I just transferred into my savings account. So these are all the envelopes now. We are going to go ahead on and calculate. I'm going to speed this part up. Why? Because we don't have all day. It's Friday. We got to get out here and do something good today. All right, y'all. Now I did want to stop here because, you know, we have those your choice days, and on your choice I write down the amount on the envelope so that I can be able to keep up with it and know how much I save for that day. So that's $100 on this your choice day. I think I have a few more of those. So whenever I get to it, I'll stop and show you what it is. I'm still calculating. Here's another your choice, and on this your choice day I did $75. On this your choice day, I did $25. A little shy of a month, we have already saved $1,130. That just kind of, you know, put a little pep in yourself, make you feel good about yourself, because a lot of times we do so much for other people that we forget to do it for ourselves. So just seeing that, gosh, we are reaching our goals, you know, it feels good, y'all. It feels good. So now we're going to get into some of these questions that you guys have asked. So this first one is not really a question, but I like what Kay said. It's Kay Levi. Also, to add to this, start saving as little as you can until you can save more. It's never too small. That is so true, because every little bit counts. You do what you can now until you can get to the point that you want to later. Someone else asked, how can you do this if you're paid monthly? That honestly was the most asked question that I got. How can I do it if I'm paid monthly, if I'm paid bi-weekly, if I'm paid once a week? So I'm gonna address all of those questions right now. And honestly, me working full-time with YouTube right now, I am only receiving a check once a month as well. So there's 3 ways that you could go about doing this. I just save once a day. I used to spend a lot of money on fast food. So instead of doing that, I went on ahead and replaced that with my savings. Let me tell you one thing about these fast food restaurants. They may be fast, but they are expensive, all right? Like, a meal for my husband and myself could easily turn into $40, $50 depending on where we go. So let's look at option number 2. Let's start with if you're paid once a week. On that payday, what you can do is pull 7 envelopes, and whatever the total of that is what you deposit into your account. If you are paid twice a week, that's 14 days. So you can go ahead on and pull 14 envelopes on that day. Whatever the total is, you can put it in your account. The same thing with if you're paid once a month. Pull 30, 31, 28, 29, whichever month this falls upon, you go ahead on and pull that amount of envelopes, you calculate the total, and then you put it into your savings account. That's one way. That may be kind of extreme for some, especially if you're paid once a month, because who wants to sit there and just pull these envelopes, like 30 envelopes? But it can be exciting to do that too, and sometimes, you know, you gotta trick your mind into doing like some little crazy things, okay? Now, option number 3, if you just don't feel like pulling all those envelopes on that day, what you can do is you can increase the amounts on the envelope. Like I'm doing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 every single day. However, maybe I'll change it around to 50, 75, 100, 200, you know, whatever you can afford, and just pull 1 envelope every payday. If it's once a week, pull 1 envelope. If it's every 2 weeks you get paid, pull 1 envelope. Because you have that increased amount, that'll kind of cover the days that you're missing out on by increasing that. So hopefully that kind of cleared it up and makes it a little bit easier for you. Drop it down in the comments and let me know if that helps a little bit. Another person says, are you taking money out of the bank every single day? I already covered that previously. We changed, you know, how we're doing things because that was not working for us, okay? So no, we're not doing it anymore. And honestly, the rest of these questions are all pretty much the same. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So another person asked how to save without going into the saving envelope. Well, like I mentioned, we have stopped doing the envelope stuffing and we're actually putting it into a savings account. So if you decide to go ahead on and put in your savings account, that is one way that can help, because you know you can only withdraw from your savings, I believe 5 or 6 times before most banks start charging you, and who wants to be charged? So that's one way that may help. However, another way that we were supposed to do but we jacked it up was on top of your container, you should take the lid, cut a slit into it, and then glue the lid onto the container. That's to stop you from removing it. And you just slide your envelopes in there and then you're done. Now when we tried to create our hole, we created one so big like you could probably put your whole arm in there. So I was like, that's not going to work. That's the only reason that the lid was not connected, because it wouldn't have made sense because of how huge that hole was. So that pretty much sums up the entire process. I answered most of your questions. I hope that I made it clear for you guys. Comment below if I have. Other than that, that's all I have for you. Make sure you subscribe because I have so many more great things coming up. And until next time, we are out. Peace.